Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the Mrs. English Prof YouTube channel. My name is Mrs. English Prof, and in today's video, I think that instead of calling this phrase or clause, I instead want to focus on subject and verb because that's going to be one of the main takeaways from this video. But the textbook that I'm pulling these materials from, it's still referring to things as phrases or clauses, and we'll kind of go with it for now. But really what I want to talk to you about is subject and verb. So as they explain here, a phrase does not contain a subject and verb. Examples are down the street or living in Atlanta. These would be something I would call fragments. Most people who have taken English class with me before, they know that I will identify anything that's not a complete sentence as usually being a fragment. But we do have different sentence parts that are clauses. So a clause contains a subject and a verb. A dependent clause contains a subject and verb, but it does not express a complete thought. A dependent clause cannot stand alone as a sentence. So these examples that they give here, when Todd was little, but we need something else to go with that. If you were right, again, we need something else to go with that to sort of finish the thought. And although school had ended, and whenever I hurry and eat fast, I'm not sure why they crossed out through dinner, but anyway, maybe it was because that's a prepositional phrase. Probably. But anywho, those are examples of dependent clauses. Again, I would sort of refer to them as fragments because they're not complete sentences. An independent clause contains subject and verb and expresses a complete thought. Examples, the air deodorizer is gone. So deodorizer is going to be the subject here, and is gone is the verb. Subject is underlined once, verb is underlined twice. The 10 of hearts is missing from this deck. So I probably would have underlined 10 of hearts as being the subject there. Is missing definitely is going to be the verb for that. And both the man and his wife signed several legal papers. Man and his wife, those are the subject. And what they did was that they signed several legal papers. You can always identify the subject of a sentence by identifying who or what is doing something in the sentence. Okay, so moving on to this worksheet here where we are looking at some different pieces to identify if it is a dependent or independent clause. What we're going to be looking for is that subject and verb and complete thought as we were looking at on the previous sheet. So let's take a look. That store opens at 9 o'clock. So the subject of this sentence is going to be store. As far as what the store is doing in this sentence, it opens. At 9 o'clock, I'll cross it out right now just for kicks, that is a prepositional phrase. We'll talk about prepositions in a separate video. Unless you plan on leaving. So I guess we could say you is the subject here and then plan being the verb, but we do not have a complete thought here. We might be able to say that on leaving is a prepositional phrase, but we still have things that are missing here. We need more information. Unless you plan on leaving, please turn the thermostat up, or unless you plan on leaving, please open the screen door. I'm not sure, but we need something else for that one. Number 3, whatever the circumstances are. So I would say that the subject here would be the circumstances and are is going to be the verb. But again, we are missing information here. What about these circumstances? What happens whatever the circumstances are? It's unclear. And I should be identifying. So here, this one's going to be independent clause. We've got subject, verb, complete thought. This one is going to be dependent clause, and so is this one. Okay, number 4, bottled water was delivered to their door. Bottled water is going to be the subject here. Was delivered is going to be the verb. Go away. Oh, oops, sorry. Look at me skipping ahead. Independent clause. We've got subject and verb and a complete thought. Go away. This sentence is kind of tricky because this is a command sentence or an imperative sentence. This is a sentence that tells you to do something. In sentences like these, the subject is always an understood you. So if the subject is the understood you who I'm talking to, what I want you to do is go. I would say that away might be an adverb here because it sounds like it is modifying the verb of go, but this is an independent clause, even though it's short. If our ship arrives early, so I'll say that the subject is our ship, and then arrives is going to be the verb there, but it still seems like we're missing something. What about if our ship arrives early? So this is going to be a dependent clause. Whenever we finish this task, so we, and I'm going to say finish is the verb, but we're still missing information here. What about whenever we finish this task? What's going to happen? Do we get Slurpees? Are we going to get cookies? What's going to happen? So I'm going to say that this is a dependent clause because we're missing some information here. Number 8, during the power failure, our lights went out. Okay. So during the power failure, I'm going to put kind of a squiggly, bumpy line under this because we actually have two clauses in this sentence. I'm going to say that this first part, that sounds like the dependent clause, whereas this second part, our lights went out. Our lights is going to be the subject and went is going to be the verb here. This is a compound sentence. We'll talk about sentence types in a different video. But I would say that this is I see, because we have a complete sentence here, but we actually have two clauses, one dependent clause and one independent clause. Number 9 says stop. This one's similar to number 5 that says go away. So stop is also a command that's going to be an understood you as the subject. The verb is going to be stop itself. This is an independent clause. Although the dam broke. So I'll say that the dam is the subject here and it broke was the verb, but we need some more information. Although the dam broke, the town was still safe. Although the dam broke, no flooding happened. I'm not sure, but we need some more information here. So I'm going to call this one dependent clause. Laughing and splashing, the two boys played in the pool. So this is almost like number 8 a little bit. So the two boys is going to be the subject. Played is going to be the verb. In the pool looks like a prepositional phrase. But laughing and splashing, the two boys played in the pool is an independent clause. After I run these errands, so I is going to be the subject here, run is going to be the verb, but we do not have a complete thought here. What's going to happen after I run these errands? Am I going to get lunch? Because I really love Red Robin burgers. Can I get a Red Robin burger? Maybe. Dependent clause for that one. Number 13, Mr. Dobbins loves chocolate chip cookies. Me too, Mr. Dobbins. Okay, so Mr. Dobbins is our subject here, and loves is going to be the verb. Chocolate chip cookies, that's a noun. It's a fun noun, but that's a noun. And I will say that this is an independent clause because we've got subject plus verb and a complete thought. From the time I was 3 years old, I, subject, was, verb, but we are missing some details here. What about from the time that I was 3 years old? I've loved cheeseburgers, maybe. I'm going to call that a dependent clause. Last one. Harriet vowed never to do that again. Okay, Harriet, I hear you. Harriet is going to be the subject here. Vowed is going to be the verb. And we have a complete thought. Harriet vowed never to do that again. So this is an independent clause. And check out this reminder they have down here at the bottom for us. Remember that you, called you understood, is often the subject of an imperative sentence or command, like what we have with go away and stop. So that is an explanation on subject, verb, and also about clauses. If you have any questions about this, please feel free to ask them in the comments below. Otherwise, thank you for joining me for this video and happy studies.